Rhea Ripley's ongoing storyline with Liv Morgan and Dominik Mysterio draws significant remarks from former WWE champion. Rhea Ripley's ongoing war with Liv Morgan and Dominik Mysterio will enter its next chapter in Atlanta. Meanwhile, former NXT Women's Champion and Miss Money in the Bank Tiffany Stratton praised the storyline. Earlier this year, the century's biggest betrayal transpired in Ohio when Dominik Mysterio turned on Rhea Ripley for Liv Morgan. After the shocking turn, the on-screen couple mocked Mommy and made her life a nightmare on Monday Night Raw. In an interview with the Daily Star, Miss Money in the Bank was asked about the backstage morale as the longest-running show is moving to Netflix. The 25-year-old star stated they're excited about it and spoke highly of Mammy's ongoing storyline with the Judgment Day. "We are all super excited Monday Night Raw moving to. I honestly just love sitting back and watching both brands. I love watching Monday Night Raw and the Rhea, Liv, and Dom story. I think it's so interesting, and I'm always curious to see what's going to happen next." Stratton after Dominik Mysterio and Finn Balor's betrayal, Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest went looking for the new faction on Monday Night Raw. The heinous stable often gained the upper hand heading into Germany for WWE Bash in Berlin. Regardless of the number, Priest handled most of the Judgment Day, and Ripley pinned the Women's World Champion to win the mixed tag team match in Berlin for her team. The win earned Mammy another shot at Liv Morgan's title in Atlanta at WWE Bad Blood 2024. Meanwhile, management agreed with the challenger's reasoning and added a stipulation. On the latest edition of WWE Raw, Rhea Ripley announced the return of the shark cage, and Dominik Mysterio will be locked up and suspended above the ring when Ripley faces Liv Morgan for the title. All Liv Morgan could do was sit and stew while at home healing up from the first serious injury of her career. The New Jersey native missed 6 months last year with a dislocated shoulder and also required labrum, rotator cuff, and biceps surgery for an injury attributed on WWE television to an attack by Rhea Ripley. While out of action, she watched Ripley, her former tag team partner, ascend to a new level of superstardom in WWE. Morgan, 30, will defend her WWE Women's World Championship against Ripley at Bad Blood in Atlanta on October 5, 6 p.m. Peacock with on-screen love interest, Dominik Mysterio locked in a shark cage above the ring. Morgan won their last meeting at SummerSlam with help from Mysterio. It will be WWE's first shark cage match in 7 years. "It's interesting to be on the other side of Ripley's stardom and be building my superstardom in my own right," Morgan said. Morgan, who saw her injury as paying her dues in an industry that few leave unscathed, knew she had to level up mentally upon her return. She used the time off to really evaluate herself for the first time since joining WWE almost 10 years ago. Her return has brought the best run of her career, including beating Becky Lynch at King and Queen of the Ring in May for her second world championship and successfully defending it against her in a steel cage. The love triangle story with Mysterio, Ripley, and the Judgment Day has allowed her to find the on-screen persona she's been most comfortable with in WWE. Morgan has been able to go out there and no longer care what the audience thinks about her, calling it so liberating. "When I was sweet little Liv, you have to be particular about the things that you do and you say," she said. "It's so much easier for people to hate you than it is to get people to love you and to love you naturally. It's so much fun. There is so much freedom because it just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter really ultimately, and there is something freeing just knowing that." Mysterio being suspended above the ring in a shark cage plays off the storyline of his character spending a short time in prison at the end of 2022. The trauma this man has for shark cages, being behind bars again, and also he's so scared of heights, and also he's claustrophobic. "My goal is to get him down there as fast as I possibly can." Morgan, along with seducing Mysterio away on screen, Morgan replaced Ripley in the Judgment Day, giving her a full-fledged faction to work with for the first time since her days with the Riot Squad, which broke up in 2019. He and Mysterio teamed against Ripley and Damian Priest last month at Bash in Berlin. "It's super different," Morgan said. Being a solo competitor, everything you do is focused on you. If you succeed, and if you fail, you fail. In a faction, you share that responsibility with everyone else. The latest ingredient added to the story is Jey Uso, the new Intercontinental Champion, and one of the most over stars in the WWE, who has flirted with Ripley as part of the story. Morgan called Uso's addition a welcome